¿Qué tal amigos de Oxígeno? ¿Cómo están? Soy Alfredo Galvez y como siempre para mí es un enorme placer comunicarme con ustedes. Hoy estamos con Phil Collen, que es guitarrista de la banda Def Leppard y que ha tenido la gentileza de estar con nosotros, por supuesto, para una entrevista en lo que significa esta próxima visita de la banda a nuestro país. Uh, Hi Phil, how are you doing?
I'm wonderful, thanks. How are you doing?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Great.
Um, how much were you they interacting with each other in the band before the pandemic? Because pandemic was a broken moment in our lives, no? So
Yeah.
how much were interacting with each other before that?
Me and Joe Elliott were speaking more than we've ever done in our lives, actually, during
Mhm.
the pandemic. We were just sending ideas to each other. And not even for an album. We were just like excited about writing songs. And before we realized that we had an album on our hands. You know, there was enough songs and they sounded great. But yeah, I think the pandemic was obviously it was terrible, but
Yes.
there were some good parts about it. You know, I got to play with my 2-year-old son who's 4 now. I got to take him to the park where there was no one there, go to the beach, no one there, and just play with him running around and do lots of recording. I'd done all of my stuff in this seat, actually. I recorded all my stuff in this chair, and it was really good. It was a very inspiring moment. You could just kind of get into music and have fun with it, you know.
Supposedly, during the pandemic, I understand that you wanted to record just a couple of songs, but finally you made an album, an entire album. How
Yeah,
was the creative process and recording of this album?
I think it was different. I think when you go to a studio, um, you feel about it in a different way. I mean, I love going to a studio; it's great and everything,
Mhm.
but I think there was something more natural about songwriting and just expressing and being artistic and inspired. You know, it wasn't about making a record; it was like about
Okay,
making songs and coming
okay.
from us. So it changed the dynamic. You know.
And that, and do you think that it's the same dynamic that you were working years ago, or you changed your dynamic to write songs?
I think that's really interesting. And I think that when you first start, before you get a record deal, and even earlier on, you have this feeling, but
Mhm.
it changes. It becomes more I don't know, it becomes more business like. You know,
Okay.
it has to, and you don't realize that. But with this one, it brought us back to that feeling, and that's why we called it Diamond Star Halos. That was a
Mhm.
quote from Mark Bolan song, which it was 1973 when we got into music. So I think it brought back something, a really good feeling about just being inspired and the reasons that you want to be an artist or a musician or in a band in the first place. So I
Yes,
think it did that. It was lovely.
because you love this new record, right? Yeah, you
Yeah,
think it's just like the the, the most important moment of the band.
I do. I think I mean, obviously, when we did Hysteria, it was so amazing. And Mutt Langer, our producer, he said, "Let's create something that's so different and so amazing, and bring all these different elements in." So that was really inspiring as well, obviously. But it was hard work because it took over two years. But this was a different feeling, you know.
Yes, and what sound did they set out to achieve with this new material? Where new explorings did you have?
I think it again, it was more of a natural thing. I think the guitar sound is a bit more rock. You know, it sounds more.
Okay.
And then some of the songs, without trying, there's a song called Angels, and it kind of reminds me of early Pink Floyd. It kind of from the Dark Side of the Moon era, uh,
Yeah.
and Elton John from Madman Across the Water. I mean, really weird things that we didn't do on purpose. They just kind of ended up that way. So that was great. You know, the song Kick, just really and fire it up, really smash you in the face kind of rock anthems. So again, it was just exciting to write them, exciting to record it, and even more exciting to play it live, you know.
Yeah. Well, music is changing continuously. Um, what are the challenges that a band like Def Leppard faces today regarding this new scenario of music, musical styles?
I think what's happened, everything has shrunk. It's so much quicker because of the phone. You know, we go, okay, I want to listen to this, and we get
Yes.
bored really easy. There's so much sensory overload, whether it's images or music. So you have to be aware of that. And I think that when you play live, you have to be bigger, louder, faster, better than ever before.
Mhm.
So that's what it's done. So it inspires you to get better, to keep improving. Obviously it's harder to do that, but again, I find it, I like that challenge. I think it's you have to be different. You have to be special. And I think we've got all these great songs that we've recorded over the years, and it's just a matter of presenting them in a way that's exciting, because
Yes.
everything else is so exciting. It's so, you know, the cars get faster. Everything's just like doing this. So you have to kind of adapt with that. And, you know, everyone goes, well, you know, you're older now, sure, but doesn't seem to be a problem. You know, as long as you keep active and keep inspired, then you can keep improving, I think.
Escucha lo mejor del rock and pop. En Oxígeno, respiramos buena música.